So this is the dock that I'm standing on right now, is where Wes and I went down and did our dive. That's the first dive Wes did, my cave diving partner, that he's done since he took a break from diving. So we're going to go back to the other dock. So if you recall, for people who've been following this channel for a while, if you will remember earlier, probably like mid-August, I was down here because some kids lost their phone, young people, and I found 8 or 9 phones on that dive. And there's a whole bunch of trash there, but I left it there because I was just getting the phones out. And so I'm going to go back and get the trash out. There's at least 1 fishing rod and 1 stand-up paddle board paddle that I want to get, and obviously a ton of trash. I'm hoping that there's a few more phones because those are always fun to find. Last year I came like, I think in January, or not last year, I guess this year in January, I got 10 phones out on one dive, and I don't think I'll get 10 phones this time because I already got 8 or 9 out. But I think I will get probably a couple more phones. All right. I'm out of breath. Let's get in the water and see what we can find. All right, I wasn't sure what I was expecting for this dive. I was kind of hoping for really, really good visibility, and at the surface, it started out pretty good, actually. I mean, you can see here, I got a decent amount of visibility, but then as I dropped down, I realized that, this is not looking good, not looking in my favor. As you can see here, the murkiness is starting already to appear. Usually with a decent amount of daylight, I can see the bottom, but you can see here the refraction from my light. Often I'll do this dive without actually even having a light, especially in the middle of the summer when I've got great sunshine. But in this case here, I think this dive was done sort of in around September-ish, give or take, and landed on top of this field of garbage already, and maybe October, I can't remember. Found this cool little folding knife. I have to be really careful not to cut my finger or cut my glove. Not so much my finger, but just my dry glove. And there's a second little pocket knife tool thing, multi-tool, that's what they're called. I ended up gifting that one to the fisherman that you're going to see later on in the video, because I did ask him to stop fishing while I was actually on that dock there. There's that fishing rod that I was looking for. I'm not actually sure if that's the fishing rod that I was looking for, but I found a fishing rod, so there you go. And you can see here my hands are starting to get a little full. I don't actually know how I even saw this this phone that's actually right there. Just the corner of the phone case, I suppose, right? Poor visibility, buried in silt, still managed to see it, so yay me. All right, and so I kind of encountered a problem here. I actually can't find my onion bag. So what I did is I took a chance, I dropped my phone, find the fishing rod, whatever, and I started swimming around in circles trying to find my onion bag that I left in a spot further back. But because of poor visibility, I actually couldn't find my bag. So dropped everything, went back, found the bag. Sidebar here, always going to find a little bikini during these dives, which is pretty funny. And then swam around until I found my abandoned, or not abandoned, but my pile of trash that I was really, really hoping I was going to find. So being really careful here, trying not to stir up silt, because I got quite a few items here. I don't want to lose the things that I just found. There's just scissors, beer cans, phone, fishing rod, and so on. And the rest of this video here is mostly just beer cans, nothing too exciting. A couple things of note, and another phone coming up later on, and a funny little find. Lots of vapes at the site here now because they've kind of fallen between the cracks. There's a second phone. I did manage to get a hold of all of these owners, and I can't remember. I think you guys recognize what that is. That's pretty funny. I think if I remember correctly, the lady with the pink phone case did come and pick up her phone. A lot of these guys, I've got a big pile of phones actually sitting in my dive shed because I contact them, but they don't come and get it. One of my worst possible finds, besides an actual umbrella because of the how I have to move it through the water, but towels are worse for me just because I have to actually once I pick them up, I just lose all visibility because of silt that I stirred up. But we're half an hour into the dive, I decided I had enough. You can see here I'm actually starting to come up in the water column, and did my decompression at 15 feet. Found the 2 onion bags that I launched to the surface with my lift bag. And as you can see here, there's the fishing dock. So a little distance away. And this is where having some surface support is really nice, because having to pull this up by myself, you can see me, I'm actually trying to see if there's anybody on the dock that can give me a hand. There wasn't, so I had to do this on my own. So take off my hood mast there, take off my fins, and then hang on to the lift bag and pull this up. I've got over 100 pounds of dive gear on me, roughly like 120 pounds or so, and then I got to pull up, I don't know, like 30-50 pounds of garbage, waterlogged towels and beer bottles that are full. So hard work. That was a really fun dive. Visibility sucked. Kind of wasn't expecting that, but of course it makes sense because it's been raining in Vancouver recently. Oh, fish jumping behind me. Did I catch that on camera? Anyway, yeah, the visibility wasn't very good at all, so it was really hard to see. I abandoned my plan of leaving the bag in one spot and then swimming around, gathering things, bringing it back, because, man, I had a hard time finding my bag on the first try on my first lap, so I just ended up taking the bag with me. But of course, as I mentioned in previous video, if I bring the bag with me, then I'm dragging it to the ground. I'm actually making the visibility even worse. All right, let me show you what I got. A couple of bags worth here. You got to weigh it, and let's see what we end up with. I'm not sure if you can see on camera, but there are these seams that I'm standing on. There's seams between the concrete pads, and that's how people lose their phones, because it falls in between the cracks. So I got to be really careful when I empty out the bags here. I don't actually drop anything back into the lake. There, found 2 phones on this dive, obviously. There's one. All right, there is the trash, 41 pounds. We'll start from this end here. Some young lady was having a good time, and there goes the top. Found a couple of cool little fishing tools that fishermen drop. Like this gentleman over here, you know, that's people, this is the crack that I'm talking about, these seams in between these pads here. And yeah, people just kind of drop things out of their hand, like phones or fishing tools, and they just fall in between the cracks. I don't really know why this was in the water, like this tiny little shovel. It's I don't know why that's here. Anyway, there is looks like 53 beer cans, and there's my 2 phones. There's a cool little lighter holster thing that might be worth keeping. Sunglasses are trashed. Whole bunch of vapes. That's kind of a new phenomenon for me. Starting to see a lot more of those, and then random bits and bobs, and a piece of swamp cheese. Nicely curated. I'm not sure if I want to taste that. And some bottles. Some towels. Oh, and this thing here. Pretty sure I think I know what this is. This would be like a bra padding. I think that's what it's called. I picked it up underwater. I thought, oh, that's interesting find. There we go, you guys. Thank you so much for my sponsor, Pacific Pilsner, and Lime Bike Share for Dive Logistics for supporting us, and as well as obviously my Patreon supporters. Thank you for Metro Vancouver for letting me come down here, and they're always really nice to me. So thank you very much, Metro Vancouver. All right, folks. See you guys in the next one. That was super fun.